Preparing live stream. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Now, this always says that it's taking longer than it is. So the reality is they probably can see us right now. So with this, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Geek Battle Show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme Show. So with this audience, if you haven't done so already, please smash that subscribe button on www.youtube.com/Extreme Improv. Now, tonight on Geek Battle, we'll be doing things probably a tiny little bit differently, just because I don't have my usual paraphernalia that I use to do all of the fancy wizardry, and I'll be keeping scores via a piece of paper, which means they're going to be inaccurate at best. Now, on the show tonight, try to get some bonus points. Each of our performers will start things off in the introductions round, where they will introduce themselves and give us a random geek trivia fact in the quest for a bonus point, just to start things off, starting with Capel Dave. Say hello to the people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. It's Capel Dave. My geek fact today is that, you know the Disney movie Hercules? In the Disney movie Hercules, Zeus and Hera have a son, and that is Hercules. But in the actual mythology, it's Zeus and Alcmene are the ones who had a legitimate son, who turned out to be Hercules. But you know the weird fact is that Alcmene is actually the granddaughter of Perseus. Perseus is the illegitimate son of Zeus. So technically, Zeus banged his great-granddaughter, and there popped out Hercules. So I get why Disney didn't go that way. But in the sense of Hera and Zeus is not a good coupling either, because Hera is also the sister of Zeus. So no matter how you put it, to quote David from an Extreme Improv show, it's...
Oh, we didn't hear it. It didn't work.
Damn it. My punchline is ruined.
Here we go. Incest. Right. So, however, Capel Dave, I'm suspicious. If memory serves, a few weeks ago when we did a Geek Battle show, you said that you gave the same facts that you had once before. And
I have not given this.
I feel like I've heard this before, Capel Dave. I'm suspicious.
I have given the name Hercules fact, but not this fact. This one's like saved for a special occasion.
Well, anyway, I'm going to dock you 1 point there, just because I don't quite trust you on this. Right.
No! Minus 1,000.
Right. Okay, Andrew. What have you got for us?
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew. No Bond trivia this week. I want to try something different.
What? No, get off then.
No, James Bond. Give me James Bond.
Oh, if you'll indulge me, I want to read a snippet, because it's the funniest thing I've ever read, from Jackie Chan's autobiography, Never Grow Up.
Okay.
It's not too long.
Oh my God.
It's the legend. The Legend of Drunken Master. I was filming The Legend of Drunken Master in Shanghai in 1993 and had a martial artist named R. Khan on set. He had a vicious expression and was covered in tattoos. I find him terrifying to look at, but he was a good person. One day I had a sudden craving for soup dumplings, so I asked him to phone and help me order some to make sure they were delivered hot. It took over half an hour for the takeout girl to arrive. That's my face. And the dumplings were cold. I was very annoyed when I realised there was no vinegar in the bag. I lost it completely and screamed, "Where's my vinegar? I want clear vinegar." Our Khan ran after the delivery girl, shouting, "Fuck, give me a fuck. I need a clear fuck." She must have been terrified. It turns out in Cantonese, the words for vinegar and fuck are very similar. Our Khan was stressed out and his Cantonese was bad, which is why this ridiculous situation happened. You can imagine it, a big guy covered in tattoos, looking like a thug, running after this poor young girl, yelling, "Give me a fuck."
Okay, well done. Do you know what, Andrew? I'm going to give you a bonus point. Right, well done. So, Tim, say hello to the people and try to top that.
Oh, that's tough, because anything Jackie Chan related is kind of fun. I would say that I was reading an essay, listening to a YouTube essay the other day, and it discussed the development of friendship between Batman and Superman. between the animated universe, specifically the Superman TV show that came out, I think, in the early 2000s, and then Justice League Unlimited, how sort of their competing ideologies in terms of using kind of like the darkness and stuff like that to fight crime and battle evil, or believing the best in people to fight crime and battle evil, how they sort of shared that those different ideologies but still became best friends. And seeing that 12-minute essay instead of like hours and hours of television was kind of cool to see it, and almost made me cry a little bit. So it's kind of cool to see like that competing friendships, and well, I guess the friendship over with the shared value of helping people. And like that's a pretty cool thing to have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that is cool. I agree there. So, Tim, I will give a bonus point cap. Did you have something to add to that?
I would like to add to that. There's a movie that came out called Justice League War, which is also an animated movie, where Batman actually has plans to how to neutralize all the members of the Justice League, and Vandal Savage gets a hold of that and uses it for his own gain. But at the end of the movie, they take out Batman from the Justice League, or Batman quit himself, because they didn't trust Batman because he had contingency plans. But in that end of that movie, like Superman goes to Batman and asks him like he had contingency plans for everyone else, but not for himself. But then Batman points out, my contingency plan is you guys. So at the end of the movie, even though Superman is kicking him out, he gives a piece of kryptonite to Batman to tell him that if, in order to keep the plan safe, the only other person that I trust is you, even though I don't approve your methods. But he still trusts Batman to do the right thing when it comes down, even to his own life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what,
Pretty cool.
Kat? To be honest, I think you've said that before, so minus 1 point.
Is it minus 1,000 again?
Double negative is a positive, David.
No, repetition is good. Right, okay, Marty, say hello to the people and give us something.
Hello, everybody. Marty here. Mine's not a fact so much in that right before the show today, I noticed that Tom Palmer had passed away. Tom Palmer was an inker with Marvel Comics back in the golden age of comics, and he inked just about every book you can think of, Avengers, everything. But one of the books that I used to read when I was a kid a lot that I loved was Tomb of Dracula. And he inked the entire run of that over an artist named Gene Colan. And and his inking style was very, very influential. Klaus Janson, who inked the Dark Knight graphic novel or comic, was highly influenced by Tom Palmer. It was a very brushstroke-esque ink line that he had. And I'll just show you quickly one of his pages. It might be hard to see, but this is the introduction of the character Blade.
Oh, wow.
Which he inked as well. So rest in peace, Tom Palmer. Your work will live forever.
Absolutely. And last but certainly possibly least, Dave.
Hi everyone. I'm Dave. I'm in Paris, France, and I've got nothing as exciting as Kapilthev's Greek fact of the week or Andrew's Audible audition. But my fact comes from something. David, do you remember the old like Jerry Anderson stuff, like Captain Scarlet and Thunderbirds and that? Yeah. So there was I was watching an episode of that the other day, and I saw a blooper, and I don't know why they kept this in, but Captain Blue jumps out of a window, and as you see him jump out of the window, you see a human hand just sort of throw him through the window. It's on YouTube as well. You can just watch it back, just see this action figure be thrown out of a window with a human hand just in the shot.
That's amazing. Wow. I'm going to look up that blooper later. Definitely a bonus point there. See, that's what we're here for. Right, I'll tell you something. What always freaks me out about Thunderbirds and this kind of stuff is when you see the characters and their puppets, and they're like this, and it would go to a close-up of them writing or something, and it would just be human hands.
Yeah.
Like, what's this? It freaks me out. It really freaks
me
out.
And even worse were those, I can't remember who did it, but those cartoons where they superimposed a real mouth over the cartoon, and it would talk.
The only time I know that
in like internet videos.
I know that in like Forrest Gump, like when they'd like have like this like or something, they just changed the mouth on the footage, or like John Lennon.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and it was awful. But there was something about it you couldn't not look. It was like watching a train wreck.
Is it Camelthev's videos on SWAT deeds?
Yes.
Time also, what a plug. Now then, we are going to go on to our first round. Our first round, we're going to have like a battle round. We're going to have a battle round. So I'm going to get two performers randomly. And the way this is going to work is the first two performers will have to debate a movie. Which one is better? And whether they know the film or not, they're going to have to defend it. The second pairing are going to have to debate a TV show. And the third pairing are going to have to debate a video game. So the first pairing we've got will be Capelthave and Marty. Capelthave and Marty. You will get a movie each. Cap. The randomly selected movie for you is Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth. Marty, the random movie for you is Memento. So this is Pan's Labyrinth versus Memento. So first of all, Capelthave, you will have 30 seconds to defend why Pan's Labyrinth is a better film than Memento, whether you know the film or not. And here you go.
I'll tell you why Pan is a better film. You see, I have not even seen that film, but I know it's better just by hearing that name. And I know who directed it. It's the greatest director, which I cannot pronounce for some reason, because I have actually tried. Guillermo, the guy who did Trollhunters, okay? And yes, he's the much better horror director. I mean, he was a horror director, and Pan was one of his famous films. It's about the god Pan and the girl.
Time. That is time. See, I take some comfort in that, Cap, because it turned out after knowing you for about 10 months, I wasn't pronouncing your name correctly, and you just never told me. So, it's Guillermo del Toro. Marty, you will now have 30 seconds to say why Memento is better than Pan's Labyrinth, and here you go.
Well, Memento is a better movie than Pan's Labyrinth because it was an early movie by Christopher Nolan, I believe, and the movie moves forward and backward all at the same time within the film. The main character has short-term memory, and it tattoos things on his body to remind him of things that to remember, and throughout the film tries to solve a crime. Pan's Labyrinth it's in a foreign language. Nobody wants to watch a foreign language film.
That is time. That is time. Well done. Well done. So now between the rest of us, who do we think made the better argument? Never mind what film we prefer. Who do we think made the better argument? Dave, who would you give it to? Marty or Cap?
Well, because Cap butchered the name Kilimanjaro de Taurus, I'm going to have to go for Marty.
Okay. Tim, who would you say?
That name, I've been trying to say it for years, and always I can't say it.
I would say, Cap really took a meat cleaver to Guillermo del Toro's last name.
Okay, and Andrew.
Oh boy. Marty.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. Marty has got it. Look, and actually, when I think about it, once again, Capelthave, you can give the viewpoint on this, specifically out of our cast here today. So, your first language isn't English, is it?
No.
So, Marty, to answer your question, who wants to watch a foreign language film? Everything we talk about on this show is foreign language, which is weird to think about.
Look, man, I'm just over here trying to win a point.
I will say that Cap probably speaks better than me. So,
see, for Marty and Tim, like you're where most films are made. Like the rest of us, like Dave, you're a bit of an anomaly as well because you're in France.
Yep.
But like me and Andrew, like we watch like most films we watch, they're in English, but they're not English films. So how about that?
Before we can even get it to the sawmill. You mean the lungs are disappearing?
Oh my God!
Wow.
That train's so old and so small, we don't make one trip a day. That's how we get our logs to the sawmill. Float them. That river goes through the mountain in an underground tunnel, then flows right
I can almost understand this.
about 10 miles farther on. Everybody else cutting
Did they just put paper over the actor and the guy just went, maybe?
Marty, what is that?
It's called Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo. I'm going to write that down. Clutch Cargo. And okay, also that guy, I know you're going to know. In that episode of Tom and Jerry, who's that guy that's got like the mustache like that sings some song? And you knew it like months ago.
Oh, Uncle Pecos.
And what was the song?
Crambo. That's the hard part right there, Diff.
I'm giving you 5 points right now, Marty.
Oh,
right,
boo!
Now,
favoritism.
I love that you just knew that. Right. Okay. So with this, now we'll find a couple of people to challenge on a TV show, and we will have Tim. And Marty's already gone, so let's pick someone else. And Cap's already gone, so next down the line is Andrew. Tim and Andrew, a TV show each. Tim, yours is going to be Roswell. Roswell. Andrew, I'm not going to go with this because this literally has any random things. It's so British. I've got live and kicking. So I'm going to come up with a different one if you remember that. Let's see. We're going to go with the Porky Pig.
Remember it.
So Roswell versus the Porky Pig Show. So Tim, why is Roswell better than the Porky Pig Show? And here you go.
Have you ever seen a WB show that's almost like a soap opera, but takes place in an area where there might be aliens and government conspiracies? Well, Roswell's probably your best bet if you're going to want to enjoy many seasons of that sort of mixture of drama and science fiction. Plus a little fantasy wrapped in if you ever met that guy who brings the sword in and all of a sudden things get really hectic. So in summary, if you really want to enjoy a show, you should probably check out Roswell's, well, WB's The Roswell and just a mix of all sorts of comedy and drama and stuff.
That is time. Well done. Well done. Okay. Andrew, why is the Porky Pig Show better than Roswell? Take it away.
The Porky Pig Show is better than Roswell because everything Tim just said. It's a soap opera wrapped up in a science fiction. Anyway, the Porky Pig Show is better because it's Porky Pig, iconic character. That's all vote. That's all votes. That might be a bit offensive to people with speech impediments. I don't know. Porky Pig. What else can I say about for?
Do you know what I would say? It gives like a hero to those with speech impediments. So
but then later on, because when Bugs Bunny got famous, they started using Bugs Bunny to end the lunches, and Bugs Bunny would come out and say, "Well, that's the end," and they started doing that. But then they thought they want to value Porky again, so they brought it back. But Bugs Bunny for a short while replaced Porky in that as well because he became the famous character.
Well, I'm going to give you a bonus point there, Cap. I like it. Right, interesting trivia. I did not know that. So the question is, who made the better argument? Not what is the better show. Is it Tim or is it Andrew? Marty, what's your view?
Tim made a very compelling argument for Roswell, so I'm going to go with him.
Okay, Dave.
Well, as an escaped patient from Roswell, I have to go for the home team.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that kind of settles it there. So we don't even need your vote, Cap. We've already heard from you, so we will give the point to Tim. So
is Andrew pouring himself a drink?
Yeah. It's the two Daves, David and David. So, Dave, a video game for you.
Yeah.
We have here, never heard of it. I'm going to look, because I've so never heard of it. It says Mud Runner. Have you ever heard of Mud Runner?
Mud Runner?
Yeah.
What?
This might even
be a pirated version of Maze Runner?
No, yeah, I think it's something with vehicles.
I'll give you Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Warfare. And I will have Super Street Fighter 2. Super Street Fighter 2. So why do you think Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a better game than Super Street Fighter 2? And here you go.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty is it's just one of the big franchises for the PlayStation and the Xbox. It's just a big franchise together. Super Street Fighter, come on, that's just rebranding. You're just rebranding the same game. Just putting super in front of it doesn't make it any better. Call of Duty Modern Warfare was Modern Warfare and then Modern Warfare 2. It's a continuation. Super Street Fighter 2. It's just Street Fighter with Super added to the. It was Nintendo.
And that is time. That is time. Right, I will now have 30 seconds to say why I feel that Super Street Fighter 2 is better than Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So I think Dave actually made my point for me because he said that Call of Duty is one of the big, long-running franchises. Not as long-running as Street Fighter. 1987, I'll take you back to the first one. But Street Fighter 2, 1991. So good that we had to have it Turbo. We had to have Rainbow Edition. We had to have Championship Edition. And finally, we got to have the Super Street Fighter 2 edition. Hadoken, you know, M. Bison, Balrog, it's all there. I'm drawing a Blanca, and that was a joke in reference to what we said earlier tonight. And that is. So, who made the better argument? Is it myself or is it Dave? What would you say, Capelthave?
Who among you can actually spell Hadouken?
I don't believe that was one of the requirements, Cap.
I'll spell it. Ha-do-ken. How do Ken?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I can actually correct it, so I give the point to
Who do you
Dave.
vote for? Just because we're going to run out of time.
I'm just going to say, because I have actually played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I think that was the first time the Call of Duty has an established character as Soap. So I'm going to go with that, because I actually played it. Street Fighter, I only interested in Hadouken. Because I played Mortal Kombat.
It wasn't about which game you like, it was about who made the better argument. Right, okay. Tim, who do you vote for?
David won.
Excellent. That clarifies
David
nothing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Martin.
Street Fighter.
Well, since you were talking about video games, I don't care.
Excellent. This is going well. Love how we're supportive we are here of the overall show. Now then, I guess neither of us get a point there, Dave. That's their fault. Right.
I think we should get both get points for it though.
That'd make the same difference. Right. So now, actually, you're right. Actually, you're right. So let's give us both a point. Okay. So with this, we're going to move on very quickly. I'm going to put a strict 5-minute time limit on it. Is there anything that people want to get off their chest that's come up in the world of geek fandom or anything in the last couple of weeks? Because we haven't had a show over the last couple of weeks. Marty.
Did anyone watch the She-Hulk premiere yet?
No, not yet. So I'm going to watch it later.
Okay, then we shouldn't talk about it then.
No, talk about it. Was it good or bad? What's your little bit of thought?
I feel like the first episode was just a tease of what's to come. So it's hard to say where, it's possible it could be good.
Okay.
I will be honest. I will not actually be watching She-Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's really not comparing the two, but it's like She-Hulk was never a character that really appealed to me, so I won't really watch. It's like the same thing with Miss Marvel. I won't watch it if it's not something I'm interested in. I like my anti-heroes like Agent Venoms and Deathstrokes and that. So She-Hulk is not the sort of character that appeals to me. So I won't really give it to
Dave, based on
Go
that.
for it.
Right. At what point was the cutoff point? In which case, you will not accept new characters into your life.
No, it's not that. I'm not saying Marvel's like. I'm not going to say, oh, Marvel, stop making new characters and just keep the old ones. I'm just saying that they're bringing in characters that never appealed to me. So I'm just like, I'm not going to do it.
No, you may well be right. Like I feel that they've had more misses.
But I think like with She-Hulk, there is actually a fandom because there was an old TV show, right? There was a She-Hulk TV show.
Yeah.
After the Incredible Hulk, so there might. I mean,
There
technically
was?
he's a new character, but I agree with Dave that like if you don't actually not invested in the character. I mean, I'm not actually. I think the last Marvel show completely was Loki. I didn't even watch Hawkeye because I don't find Hawkeye that much. And Marty was like, "Watch it; it's the best MCU show there is."
Well, I'm very interested in She-Hulk. Her solo books were more comedic towards most recently, but she was a member of the Fantastic Four for a while, and I think I loved that. I really thought that was cool. And
so, Marty, how is the jokes on the first episode?
There was a lot of jokes. There was a lot of jokes.
See,
Is it good?
I am going to watch this. My suspicion is that we're not going to find out who the main villain is until the final episode, because that's what they do in every single Marvel Disney show.
I would just like it to just be just some random guy we've never heard of. It could be Doctor Doom. It could be Galactus. No, it's a guy named Steve. He's just done. He's just over there.
One thing
But one of the writers.
Guys, one at a time. Tim.
The one thing I want to say is don't limit your freedom to enjoy new characters. So try it out. Well, watch one episode and see if it's worth watching the second.
Yeah.
You never know.
Exactly. It'd be like if we can't have new characters on Geek Battle ever, guys. It's just like,
New characters
He's never been on the show yet. I'll never accept. Right. Marty.
I think the villain at the end might be a non-binary character. They Hulk.
Could be. Until I've seen the show, I won't know what they're doing with it. Andrew, is there anything you've seen, or is it still on this?
Has anyone else seen Prey?
Yes, I have.
No, I haven't yet.
Is it any good?
I didn't like it.
Okay. Don't give people haven't seen it, but why not?
I love the concept, like back to basics, one predator, the wilderness, that sort of stuff. But it was just, for me, I just found it very dull and boring. But it was also, I struggled with, I didn't believe any of the characters. I didn't find it all. It's set in the 1700s. So you're meant to believe that these characters are natives in the wilderness, untouched, or at least relatively untouched by whatever modern civilization looked like in the 1700s. And I didn't believe any of it. They speak good English. They occasionally speak in some sort of native tongue briefly. Yeah. And it's not, I would have preferred it subtitled because it's not a dialogue heavy movie. The lead actress looked like she just walked out of a shampoo commercial. Very lovely hair. It was like,
look, here's the thing, right? So many moons ago, I was when there was the show The Tudors. It may have had, was that with Henry Cavill in? I'm not sure, right? But either way, there was The Tudors, and I was at drama school when this was on. And several of the teachers I thought were quite snobbish about it, and they were like, "Oh, this is very historically inaccurate." I was like, "Yes, but it's made for people to be able to watch. If they just spoke this in like ye olde English." Or look, Mel Gibson may make Apocalypto and the whole thing, or The Passion of Christ, and the whole thing's in Aramaic. It doesn't make it very accessible. So, I think if you're going to put something, it's like when you see, The Hunt for Red October, and there's Sean Connery, and it's like, oh, sure, I'm Russian. It's like, no, he's just doing his normal voice, and then you just, it's like a lower low. If anyone remembers the lower low, it's like good moaning.
Yeah,
the issue for me. The issue for me wasn't that they spoke English. It just, I didn't believe it. You can still have characters. I didn't believe that they were natives. They didn't look or feel like it. Just didn't feel authentic. It just felt. I didn't like the film. It was boring.
That's a space alien.
I didn't. The deaths as well. There was no physicality to the film, like some of the other Predator films. Some of the CG. Some of the CG was a bit ropey and a bit.
I will agree. I definitely agree there.
I didn't find that any of the deaths. There was no. It's hard to explain. You know what I mean by physicality. There was no physicality. Like in some of the other Predator films, where there's violence or death, it's physicality. Whether it be practical or whatever, there's physical. There's no physicality in this film. It just felt kind of.
Okay. I have a couple of thoughts on this because I have seen it. Is this about Prey still, Dave and Kat?
Yeah.
Before we segue away. Okay, so Dave.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I knew that for the Prey thing they were going to do it in like the olden era. But what I'd like to see is like they did a comic book run of it with the aliens and the predators and the colonial marines. I'd love to see like the colonial marines and the predators go head to head with each other. Like we keep the futuristic aspect together, because I think that'd be good. But I know what you mean as well, Andrew, with the physicality there, because they use a lot of CG. I haven't seen it, but I've seen a few clips of it, and there's a lot of CG involved, and not like within the first Predator, where it's like someone that's physically there, like you almost feel like, oh wow, I can touch that,
Yeah, but like
I was going to say there are some French people in the film.
And you assume
we are going to move on. We are going to move on, Kat.
Well, a bit of both to that. I haven't actually seen the film. Not sure if everyone see it, but I did see reviews that it's like after the Arnie film and also after the sequel. I think this is like the better film as a third film to the Predator franchise, because the other things have been a lot shit, and this actually is considered the best trilogy out of the most of them. My thing with She-Hulk is that one of the writers is the one who wrote for Pickle Rick and Morty episode, which is really good. So I mean, the jokes she would do probably would land pretty well, I think, throughout the series, because that was one of the best episodes from Rick and Morty. So yeah, there's some hope, but again, not really invested. So let's wait for the reviews.
They only let her write things about green things.
Yeah, apparently so.
Very quickly, we'll move on if there's anything else anyone's seen or they want to talk about. I'll just give a couple of thoughts on Prey. See, I thought Prey, I agree, at times it is a bit slower, but I think that's because they've got to establish like the time period, and you can only do so. You've only got certain technology that they can work with at the time period, and there is a good cause for why they set it here and chose this specifically.
I liked the setting.
Yeah,
like I said, I liked the concept, the idea.
Yeah, but like I genuinely thought, especially as it went on, I thought it was a really good film. I did an article the other day on XStreamed.tv, check it out, guys, where I rank all of the Alien and Predator films combined. And to give the spoiler out, I said like the originals, like Alien, Aliens, Predator, I'd say they were really good, but like at the top of the list. But after that, I would say Prey is what I felt was the best film, because like even Predator 2, it's a bit like too downbeat. It's a bit grim. It's like RoboCop 2 in that sense, where it's just a bit overly negative. Alien versus Predator, the first one, it's a good idea, but they gave it like a 12 or a PG rating, which is like not like a rated R, like whatever the American system is. It was like very child friendly to sell toys, and it had no bite to it whatsoever. Prometheus was a bit of a mess. I don't mind it, but like Alien Covenant, Alien 3, all of the Predators, stuff like this, I feel like they're all quite a mess. I felt like this one made sense. It very much went with the idea of a predator, and then people, how are they going to overcome it, and people that would have no exposure to something like this. I felt it did feel, I agree with what Cap echoed about what he's heard about it or whatever, that it very much felt like the next logical thing after the original Predator, to be honest. So like even forgetting Predator 2, I felt like this was a more worthy sequel to the Predator, to the original Predator, than any of the films that have come since in that franchise. But again, not saying one viewpoint is right or wrong, but it's an interesting thought. Anyone seen anything else?
I've just read the second book of the High Republic, The Rising Storm. Really good book. Whoever the writer is, I don't remember, but it's just a really good blend of characters and stuff. So I appreciate, and the character development and then how it's written in the narrative moves the story forward, even though it's written in like short time in some cases. So like you might have like a 2-hour span, but you have the thoughts of everyone involved and how it moves their storyline forward. It's awesome.
Okay, cool. And what was the book? What was the second one?
It's called the Rising Storm.
Okay.
The High Republic series, where it's like the Jedi and the Republic are all kind of
Star Wars
banding on the frontier.
Yes, Star Wars, Cap.
How did I miss that? I missed the title.
I thought Dave jumped in, so I assumed that what is it? Is it? I heard Republic, so it must be Star Wars. But Dave is not putting anything out, so it must not be Star Wars then.
The High Republic, not like
Oh, is this
like,
this is the new book? These are the new books, aren't they, Tim?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read those yet, so I wouldn't. I'm out on this.
Totally recommend it.
Oh, good. Right,
Okay.
with this, let's move on. We've probably only got time for a couple of quick fiery kind of rounds left. We won't be able to do proper impressions, if at all, just because I don't have all of the text.
Do we ever?
Well, no, exactly. But what we'll do is I'm going to give you each a minute to try to work out something, and you can ask me as many yes/no questions as you can within that minute. If you don't get it, I will pass it on to the next person. So let's roll the dice to see who will go first. Going first will be Andrew. Now, would you like a movie, a TV show, a video game, or a book? You could even have a book if you want. Now, I can only do my best, and I'm shit at books. Maybe don't choose that one, but it's up to you.
I'll play it safe. I'll go for a movie.
Okay, go for a movie. So I have a movie. I'm gonna swap it actually, because, or is this one? I think this one's too much of a step away from geek stuff. So I've got a movie now. Okay, I've got one. Ask me as many yes/no questions you can, and I'll give you as much info as I can. Here you go.
Is it geek stuff?
Is it what?
Is it geek? Is it geeky?
Yes.
Science fiction?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it part of a franchise?
Yes.
Have there been TV or film spin-offs?
Certainly. Yeah.
Is it Star Wars?
No.
Star Trek?
No.
Is it set on Earth?
Yes.
Is it set in the modern day, or
Yes.
is the lead male?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of ensemble?
Yes.
So is it is it superheroes?
Ish, but not. I don't know if it quite counts as that. But no, only just ish. Someone can clarify that for me later themselves. But okay, so Marty, you will. So time is out. So Marty, hands over to you. Go.
Are aliens involved?
Potentially, but not blatantly. It's not overridingly, if at all.
Does it involve interdimensional travel?
I don't think so. No, not normally.
Okay. Is this from before the year 2000?
This specific one isn't, but overall the thing is.
Okay. And okay. Ensemble. Gosh. And it was a movie.
Yeah, this is a movie.
Okay. A little bit lost as to what asked now.
Hey, that is time, I'm afraid. Handing over to Dave. Here you go.
Is there some sort of disaster?
Not especially. Maybe, I don't know. Keep going.
Yeah, that's right. So group ensemble type on Earth. Is there time travel involved?
Not in this one, but there has been in this franchise.
Oh, okay. Christ. Do all these sequels take place on Earth as well?
I believe so.
All right. Is there a main baddie?
Yes.
Is the main baddie human?
One of them. There's two. Yes to one, no to the other.
Oh Christ. Not human. What?
Okay, that is time.
I genuinely have nothing.
I hand over to you, and here you go.
Is this a movie?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a movie that came out in the 2000s?
Maybe about 2010 or something. Just to clarify on that, bit before, bit after. I don't know.
Okay. Does it have any movies that predate 2000s?
Yes, in the franchise.
Ooh. Is it Men in Black?
No.
Is it Men in Black 2?
No.
Is it Men in Black 3?
Waiting guesses here, Cap.
The sci-fi. There's the cast. The main character's lead. So the villain is alien. Is the villain alien?
One of the main villains of the franchise is, but probably not the main one of this.
Okay. Is there any cartoons made out of this?
Yes.
Oh, Is this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes, it is.
What?
Well done. Well done. I knew you'd
Shredder and Krang, baby.
Right. Okay. It was TMNT. So I'm absolutely going to count that there. So well done, Cap. Got there with the second to spare. So with this, let's see who will go next. Next up, oh, it will be Tim, in fact. So Tim, what would you like? A movie, TV show, video game, or book?
Let's do a movie.
Okay, excellent. Right. I have a film here for you, and your time starts now.
Is it DC?
No.
Is it superheroes?
No.
Is it science fiction?
Arguably, but no, it's not. That's not the main thing it'd be called.
Is it real life fiction?
No.
Is the protagonist a male?
No.
Protagonist is female.
Yeah, probably.
Does it involve a team?
No.
Okay. Was it before 2010?
Yes.
Was it before 2000?
Yes.
Was it before 1990?
Quite probably, but if not around then. In fact, I'm almost certain it was.
Was it Aliens?
No.
Is it Alien 3?
No. To help you out,
Is
there are
it-
no aliens in this at all.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I thought you meant, oh, they're aliens. Oh, hang on, that is time. That is time. Okay, so we hand back over to Andrew. Here you go.
She didn't pay attention. So I've got a message on my phone. Something about there's no aliens in it.
There are no aliens.
Okay. The protagonist is female.
Probably.
Are they an alien?
No, there's no aliens in this.
Oh, are they not? Are they a different species to human?
No.
Is it recent?
No.
90s? 90s?
If it's probably 80s, but it might be just about 90s if someone looked it up. I can't fact check all of these things like normal.
Okay. Did ILM do visual effects for it?
How would I know? That is time. That is time. So, Marty, we hand over to you. Go.
Is this an animated film?
No.
Is it considered comedic?
No.
But it only has slight sci-fi elements, correct?
It's got something which is it's not science fact, but you wouldn't say it's a sci-fi film first.
Okay. Does it involve time travel?
No.
I am thrown by, is the protagonist female? And you always say probably. What the hell does that mean?
What does that tell you about the protagonist?
Well,
It's not really important.
Yes, Capelzev, you're right. They're not important. Keep going.
All right. Jeez, I am just doing terrible today.
And I'm afraid. Dave, right,
Hi.
and here you go.
Right. I wish I was paying attention for most of it. Is it like is there a horror element to it?
Yes.
Right. Okay. We're in business. Is there a monster in it?
No, there's something. It's not what you traditionally call a monster.
Okay. Is there a villain from pop culture?
Yes.
Does this person wear a mask?
Yes.
Is it Scream?
No.
Is it? Oh God! What else has a mask in it? Does he have an iconic weapon?
Yes. Well, probably.
Is it a chainsaw?
No.
Is it a knife?
Ish.
Ish. Ish doesn't help me.
Blade.
What?
A blade of some sort.
Is it a blade of some sort?
Yes.
It's sharp.
Is it something to do? Is there a killer doll?
Time up. It's not a killer.
Come on!
Oh,
Apple
yeah.
Faith, pick up the bones, and here you go.
Is it Friday the 13th?
Which one?
Fuck!
There's 10 of them.
The
Well, there's
original.
more than 10.
Hang on,
There's
I can't
more
hear
than
you.
The original Friday
No,
the 13th.
no,
The sequel, Friday the 13th.
it's not part 2.
Okay, it's the Friday the 13th part 3?
No, it's not part 3.
Is it part 4?
Yes, it is. Okay, well done, Cap again. Well done, Cap. Well done.
God damn it!
So,
It's
Marty,
Machete!
guys, just because we're going to run low on time. Okay, Marty, what would you like? Movie, TV show, video game, or book?
I'll take a TV show.
Okay. And let's see what we've got here. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an interesting one. And Marty, your time starts now.
Is it animated?
No, it's not.
Is it science fiction?
No,
Is it fantasy?
no.
Is it horror?
Much more towards that, probably horror, but might be ever slightly less than absolute horror.
Okay. Is it from before the year 2000?
No,
Does it involve brothers?
not that I'm aware of. No,
Okay.
not prominently.
Does it involve monsters?
No,
Does it involve science tech?
I don't think so. No,
Okay. I'm assuming because it's a television show, there is an ensemble cast.
oh, well, to some degree, but there's
Or
definitely
is there like a main protagonist?
there's a main character, right? And that is time. That is time.
Ah,
Okay, so handing over to Dave. Take it away.
Is the main protagonist female?
No. Oh well, the protagonist probably.
The main character is the main
The
character.
main
female?
character is not female.
Okay. Bugger. I'm stumped then. Honestly, I'm Marty. I'm doing worse than you, mate. I've got nothing.
welcome to my world.
Yeah, it sucks. Horror element. Are there ghosts? Wait.
Go on.
Does it involve the paranormal?
No,
Like ghosts?
no. And I'm
Okay.
going to say something that's going to confuse you, but I'm going to give you an extra 10 seconds. There's something you said to Marty, which would, if you think about what you said specifically, it would give it to you, but I'm not going to say what. But this, I'm going to give you an extra 10 seconds.
Was it when I said I'm doing a lot worse than he is?
That's what you said to him. If that gives you a clue, then yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, Dave, I'll let you ask 2 more questions since I segued there.
No. It's okay. I genuinely have nothing.
Okay, Capelthave, to you. Go.
Is it when Marty said, "Welcome to my world"?
No, don't focus on that. You won't get it if you
Damn
don't.
Is it X-Files?
No,
So is there a duo in this?
no,
Do they fight crime?
no,
Are they? They're not super. Are they superheroes?
no,
Are they children?
no.
Oh, I
Are
love
they animals?
What?
Are they animals?
No.
2000 show.
I didn't say a 2000 show. It wasn't before 2000.
It wasn't before 2000. So is it after 2000? Like in
Mark,
2010?
Yes.
Is it? It's not animated.
No.
Is it a Disney series?
No. Is it what?
Is it? Is
No,
it a Netflix series?
Yes.
Ooh, Netflix series.
That is time, I'm afraid.
Is it Game of Thrones?
That is time, I'm afraid. Andrew handing. Oh, actually, Tim.
I love how smug David is when he knows the answer.
Right.
He says
Okay,
something like,
Tim.
is it animals? No, of course it's not animals.
Well, the reason my reaction is that is because people have already asked questions like, is it science fiction? Is it real people? Or is it like, is there any weird tech? And I'm like, no, none of these things. And it's like, is it animals? Right. Okay. So anyway, Tim, here you go.
Is it Stranger Things?
It's not. No.
Does it have? Oh man, I wasn't paying attention to this. I thought Cap was going to get it. Did Cap get it?
No.
Ruins my planning. It's Netflix.
Okay, the one thing I'll say is it's Netflix in the UK. If it turns out it's something else in the stateside, then I apologize.
Oh, it's Netflix in the UK. So they have English it has an English accent.
What? No, that's not what I mean. No. It's shown on Netflix in the UK. If it suddenly turns out that because we show Netflix in the UK, I'm pausing this again. Netflix in the UK will come up like Netflix original before Better Call Saul, and they didn't make it. So it's in that sense, like this is definitely shown for the first place you see it. I'm 99% sure it's a Netflix show. But if it turns out that someone else produced it, I apologize. But for that, don't be put off by it. I'll tell you, they don't have English accents. I'll give you that much. And go.
All right, they don't have English accents. Perfect. That limits a lot of the TV I watch. Then, no. Is it? Was it made? Did it take place in the 1980s?
No.
The 90s?
No.
Before the 80s?
No.
After the 2000s?
Yes.
Okay, after the 2010?
Yes, but that is time, I'm afraid. Right.
All right.
What is this series?
Andrew, I believe it's down to you. And here, did we start with you, Marty, on this one?
Yes.
Okay, so Andrew, it is down to you. Take it away.
Is it Squid Game?
No.
Damn.
So, I don't know now. Jesus H. Christ. I don't know what to do anymore. What do you can? I'm reading the comments. Is the show still going?
Yes.
Is it about serial killers?
Yes.
No. What the hell is it called? The hell is it called? Mindhunter?
No.
About serial killers. It's fiction.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm afraid that's time, guys, and that's time.
Go on then.
Is it Hannibal?
No. I'll tell you. It's you. It's you.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
We did it?
Yes, it was you. So, Dave, earlier you said, Marty, I'm doing better than you. I was like, oh my God, you said it. Right. Right, but anyway. Okay, so I said that. So, with this, who has not started around? Who has not started around? So, is it just Dave?
Yeah, it's now Dave.
Cap, you haven't started around, have you?
Yeah, I haven't started.
Okay, so we'll go Dave then Cap. So Dave, what would you like? Movie, TV show, video game, or book?
I'm gonna go video game.
Excellent. Okay.
Sorry, Marty.
Let's see. Okay, I have one. Dave, you may now start.
Is it from Nintendo?
No.
Is it
not made by Nintendo.
Not made by Nintendo. Is it on Nintendo platform though?
Yes.
Okay. Is it PlayStation?
It's
Or
available
by Sony?
It's not by Sony.
Okay. Is it? I guess assuming that it's on Xbox as well.
I think so. Yeah, I'm 99% certain. Yeah.
Okay. Is it a first-person game?
No.
Is it a survival game?
No.
Open world?
No.
Adventure.
It's an adventure. It's not what you'd call an adventure game, though.
Okay. Well, that helpful. Is it story based?
Yes.
Does it take place in a certain time period?
Yeah, certainly, but that is time, I'm afraid. Cap and
Okay.
Fave, handing over to you. Go.
Is it a Telltale game?
No.
Is it Black Sad?
I don't know what that is, so no.
Shit. Is it Walking Dead?
No.
The game.
No.
Is it Batman Telltale
No.
game?
No.
No.
It's not a Telltale
Is
game.
it- Okay, so is this Xbox game came to PC?
This game is on PC.
Ooh.
Checking
Is it
Steam
an RPG?
library.
Yes, it is. It's an RPG.
Is it Darksiders?
No.
Did it come out in the 2000s?
No.
Shit. Did it come out after 2000s?
Not originally, no.
So it's a game in the 90s?
Yes.
Is it Grand Theft Auto?
No.
Is it Crazy Taxi?
No.
Is it a fighting? Is it a fighting game?
No, it's an RPG.
It's an RPG. Shit! Why am I forgetting that?
Fine,
it's an
that is
RPG.
time. Tim, handing over to you. Go. Tim.
Oh, is it Final Fantasy 3 or 6?
No. No.
Okay. It's not it's not the Final Fantasy franchise.
Yes, it is.
Is it Final Fantasy 7?
Yes, it is. So well done,
Word.
Tim.
I've never gotten one like this before. That's crazy. And I was like not focusing too, so
No, that was really good. That was really good. You got it straight away. Okay, Capital Fave, you're the last category. What would you like?
Let's be bold and try a book.
Oh God, I'm not going to be able to answer almost anything on
You
this.
evil
And then
sod.
we'll change it back to
Okay,
movie.
so
then.
what I will do is I'll find one that I can answer on. Okay,
Okay.
good. Right, I've got one. So, Capital
People
Fave,
magazine.
People Magazine. Right. Okay, so, are you ready?
Yeah.
Because here you go.
Is this a fantasy genre literature?
Yes.
Is it Lord of the Rings?
No.
Is it The Witcher?
No.
Is it Conan the Barbarian? The Cimmerian?
No.
Okay. Has this book been adapted into a film or TV show?
Yes.
Is it Game of Thrones?
No.
Is it Fire and Ice? I think that was the original title, I think.
No.
No. Is it Outlander?
No. You need to narrow it down. You're just going really wild on these guesses.
Is it based on is it based on Norse mythology?
No.
Is it based on Greek mythology?
No.
Shit, then guess goes to Percy Jackson tales. Is the fantasy movie or series still going?
No. Not still going. But that is time, I'm afraid.
Shit.
That is time. Okay, so Tim, handing back over to you. The time starts now.
okay. Is the main character male?
Yes.
Okay. Is the writer still active in writing?
No.
Is the writer alive?
No.
Was the writer imitating Jesus?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, just like the books have been rewritten a bunch of times, so I'm just saying. Is the was the book written prior to World War II?
Yes.
Was the writer typically known for being in the horror genre?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so it's not Edgar Allan Poe or
H.P.
it's
Lovecraft.
not Lovecraft.
No, and that is time. No, so it was not. Marty, I'm going to hand back over to you. Here you go.
We established it's fantasy, correct?
I believe, yeah, I would say it's fantasy of
Yeah.
some degree. Not perhaps into fantasy. It's not to the level of Lord of the Rings, but it's fantastical, certainly.
Yeah. Is it part of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe
No.
books. Is it a book written by C.S. Lewis?
No.
Okay. Wow. Is it a Sherlock Holmes book?
No.
Is it a Tarzan book?
No.
John Carter from Mars?
No.
I'm running out of pre-World War II stuff.
Try to narrow it down some more then.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming the main character's male.
Yes, but that time, I'm afraid. That is time.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dave,
Hi.
go.
I know you said it's not to the level, but is it part of the Lord of the Rings franchise?
No.
Nothing to do. Okay, that's that out. Bugger. I can't. Cap, why did you pick book, you bastard?
I thought David would pick something that we all know.
Book.
Or
the story.
Does the book involve magic?
Of some degree, probably, yeah.
Does the movie or TV version feature a famous celebrity?
Yeah.
No. No, God.
We have a better chance of figuring out what the TV show movie is than
that is time. That is time. Right. Okay.
Gee, thanks for the advice, Cap. At the end of the
What I'm going to say though is, Andrew, if you don't get it,
Yeah.
I will give an extra tiny bit of time to see if you can put your heads together to try to figure out what this is, or I might not tell you, and we'll come back to it next time. Okay.
Oh.
Or I might leave it open.
No.
I might find the facts that you've said, and I might put it on Facebook to see if anyone can figure it out. And I'm going to do this actually. If you can't get it in this minute, I'm just going to put it on Facebook and say, guys, what questions can you ask? Yes or no questions to try to pin this down. Okay, so Andrew, take it away.
Is it anything by what's his name? Hans Christian?
No, it's not by Hans Christian Andersen.
Sorry,
It's-
mate.
I've got no. Yeah, it's not by Hans Christian Andersen. I didn't hear what you said.
Enid Blyton.
No.
Around the World in 80 Days.
No.
Is it? Is it set during wartime?
There might be a war, but I don't know what you mean by wartime.
Oh, wartime.
It's not
World
set.
War One.
It's not World War One. It's not World War Two.
Is it a coming of age story?
That's not how I describe it. No, someone might justify it, but no, it's not. That is time, I'm afraid, guys. Like, I'm going to give you an extra minute or so. I'm not going to time it. Putting your heads together. Can you come up with this? If not, I'm going to put it.
Is it Tintin? Is it Tintin?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
guys,
Could it be?
again, by trying to mix random books. Right.
Okay, guys, let's-
Mary Shelley's
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
No, it's not.
Could it be something by H.G. Wells?
No.
Jules Verne?
No.
Madeline L'Engle?
No.
It
Is
has
a fairy
fantasy
tale of
elements,
some
but it's
kind?
very small.
Oh, you can't speak at once. I didn't catch that.
Is it a fairy tale of some sort?
I wouldn't describe it as a fairy tale, but it's probably got aspects that say
Is it
connect to something like that. Probably not.
Wait.
Okay, Tim.
Is it the golden age of Superman comics?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Is it
Brothers Grimm.
It's not Brothers Grimm. No.
Wow, I am stumped.
Yeah.
On
It
next
has
week's
short fantasy elements, but not massive.
It's nothing by Christopher Walken because he's ageless.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage.
The
I'm going to
extreme
give you
improv
15
night
seconds.
virtual
No,
theatre.
it's not. You're not going to get it.
Is it Mary
seconds
Poppins? Is it
No.
Mary Poppins books?
You're not going to get it. 5 seconds, guys. I'm going to put it to Facebook.
No,
Is it Winnie the
no,
Pooh?
this is embarrassing.
And that is time. Right, guys. I'm going to put these clues on Facebook, and you have to try to rally the world to figure this
I think
out.
Winnie the Pooh's a good thing, right?
Let's
100
find
Acre Wood book?
out. What I can say
Beatrice
is
Potter.
we have a tie. So the Geek of the Week is both Capital Fave and Marty. So well done. Well done.
Nice job.
So let's find out where we can find. Well, actually, technically, and Tim as well. The only reason it like isn't a tie is because I gave bonus points to Cap and to I gave 5 points to Marty, but I already didn't count those, so it wouldn't be fair. Right. So with this, let's find out where can we find you, Andrew.
You can find me. This week I'm going to Mexico. I might try and join you from there, but no promises. Recommendation this week is a documentary series on Disney Plus called Light and Magic about ILM. It's a 6-part documentary.
That's so you'd be able to answer who made what ILM made. Right, Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Extreme Improv along with my puppet friend on our Instagrams, Darth Nocturnus and Merty Blueberry. And my recommendation would be the Second Doctor final story, The War Games. Go check it out. It's a big story. It's the penultimate episode. It's really good.
Excellent, Tim.
You can find me here at Geek Battle at Extreme Improv. Also at Bring Your Own Improv in Warwick, Rhode Island, on almost every Friday, and a Instagram account called Potato Based Economy, which has taken a little break because I'm going through a little bit of some personal stuff right now. But thanks for the opportunity, and I also recommend the High Republic, not High like High Republic, series for the Star Wars. It's awesome.
Awesome stuff. Cap Fave.
You can find me on Extreme on numerous shows. You can find me on Short Deeds, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, I work puppets. My recommendation for you is Primal Season 2 by Grundy Tartarsky, the guy who did Samurai Jack. It's really good. Season 2 is a bang-up job, so I would recommend that.
Excellent. Marty?
You can find me on Instagram at What Would Jesus Glue, and my recommendation this week would be go out and check out the graphic novel Ultra Mega. It's really weird and lots of fun.
Okay. My name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. You can also go to the website extreme.tv, where you'll be able to see how you can apply to take part on stage for the Extreme Improv UK Championship, which will be September 20th at the Cockpit Theatre in London. But this Sunday, we're going to have the second ever Geek Battle live show as the part of the Portsmouth Anime and Gaming Con. So do see Extreme Improv Geek Battle live on stage this Sunday. So with that, from me, from everyone else, ta-ta for now, live long and prosper. And I'm just going to click the button to